All right. I'm going to invite you to take a comfortable seat and sit up nice and tall and start to focus on your breath. And if you haven't done it in a little bit, I invite you to put your hands on your body. And with one hand, I kind of spread out my fingers so that the pinky goes towards toward just above um, my pubic hair, like so that I can feel my breath in the lower part of my body. And just starting to breathe into your body, into your hands. Long, smooth breaths. And taking a moment to, really feel your body on the floor, feel your breath moving through your body. This is that time of year where some of us might be really busy, some of us might not be busy at all. I think for all of us, it can be an emotional time, lots of different emotions around holidays. And so just kind of letting ourselves settle in and really taking that time to feel into what's happening in our bodies. And then once you feel connected, releasing your hands from your body if they're on there. And today we're going to, it's kind of like our usual menu, like hips and low back and neck and balance. But taking the first part of this class just to start to feel the energy flowing. So we're going to inhale those arms up and exhale them down, and just moving with your breath. Inhale up and exhale down. And as you're breathing in, see if you can pull that breath all the way down your body. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Now, we're going to start to add a little twist. So we'll inhale up and then take one hand behind, one hand in front. And then again, inhale up, exhale down. So it's a nice gentle pivot on the spine. Notice like our body's not falling back or forward or to the side. And we're going to do one more time on each side. And just notice how it feels to move and get that energy flowing in your body. Now, I'm going to invite you to, if you have tennis balls, you're going to grab your tennis balls, and we're going to bend the knees and put the tennis balls right in front of the bone there, so you don't lift up your butt. Put the tennis balls underneath. Most of you know that. And then we're going to move front to back and side to side. And especially when we focus on hips and low back, I always like to do this, but especially when we're doing that, I like to stretch around the pelvis. And so really feeling how it feels as the tennis balls connect. And if you don't have or don't like tennis balls, you can massage with your fingers around your sit bones. Okay. So we're just going to roll a little bit and notice how it feels. And eventually you'll start to slide those tennis balls to the sides a little bit. And again, kind of roll into them. And then eventually we're going to take the tennis balls out to the sides, and you can kind of bend your leg into the tennis ball, or you can roll over onto the side. The thing is that as we start to settle into the tennis balls, I want you to make sure that there might be some discomfort, but we really don't want to have any pain, right? And so just going into the tennis balls a little bit, and I can tell my hips are like, could have something to do with the temperature here right now. It's pretty cold outside, and it's Now, eventually, we're going to take those tennis balls, and you can stay as long as you want in any of the positions, but I'm going to move on so that we can do other things in the class, right? You're going to sit up, push the tennis balls towards the back of the pelvis, and then lean into it. And again, move side to side. And you're noticing, especially with the low back, I don't know how many of you had to go out and shovel, but you know, how we use our body when we do things like that, you know, really can make a difference. So you might adjust the tennis balls closer together or further apart, and just gently moving the knees side to side. Now, eventually we'll come to a place where we stop doing that. And then I want you to have your knees bent with your hands on your knees, and we'll sit up nice and tall. And we're going to move with our breath. So on the inhale, you're going to pull your chest forward, shoulders back, exhale, round the back. So it's a seated, you know, what people refer to as cat cow, right? And just moving through your spine with that idea of stretching and getting and feeling the energy coursing through our body as we breathe and move. And there's no rush, you're feeling what's happening in your body as you move. And then from here, let's make our way. So some of you might like to make your way onto your back as we do this. Some of you will come up onto your hands and knees. And if your floor, you know, is hard, feel free to place a blanket under your knees. And then your hands are shoulder distance apart, index fingers facing forward, knees hip width apart. And we're going to inhale up here with a flat back and exhale down towards the ground. And just moving with your breath. And if you are on your back, I'm just going to demonstrate for anybody who does that. You're going to inhale, knees away, exhale, take the knees in towards your body. All right, so you're moving with your breath. Nice, slow, long breaths. Nice, long, slow stretches. And then let's do one more. And eventually we'll come to a place where we pause. And you might like to have a couple of blocks, and we're going to place them in front. And again, we're going to come up onto our knees. And you could do this standing up if you, again, don't want to be on your knees. And you're going to take one leg out to the side. And you might have to reposition your blocks. We're going to inhale as we're upright, and exhale, come down to the side, and inhale up and come down to the other side. And you're just moving with your breath. Again, no rush. Now, when you're over at the side, we want that stretch through our whole side body. And if by chance it doesn't feel good to take this arm overhead, you could keep it on your hip. And again, no rush, just nice, gentle stretches, moving with your breath. Now, the next time that you come towards the bent knee side, we're going to have your hand on the floor or the block, and we're going to stay here for a moment and just feel that nice stretch through your side body, pressing the foot into the ground, making sure that you're in control of your head. It's not just dropping down. And especially those of you where if your neck is a little tender, you want to make sure that we're using those neck muscles and just not dropping the head. Now you're going to turn the palm up and press like you're trying to lift up your ceiling. Notice, like I can feel it move into those muscles in between the ribs and then the back body, and keep breathing. Now on one of these inhales, we're gonna come on up, come over to the second side. And again, we're gonna stay here and keep breathing, sending that breath into the whole side body. Noticing any sensations. Again, paying attention to how you're using your head. And then we're gonna turn the palm up towards the ceiling and press, press, press. And just notice how it shifts the sensations in your body. Keep breathing. And again, on an inhale, we're going to come up and then carefully step in our straightened leg and stretch out the other one. Take a moment to get yourself situated. Again, connecting with your breath. And then we'll inhale and reach over to the side and inhale up and exhale to the second side. And so you're just flowing with your breath, feeling all those wonderful sensations. No rush. Now, again, the next time that you come to the bent knee side, we're going to stay there for a moment. And again, you press that foot into the ground, stretch your arm overhead. We start with the palm down. You're in control of your head. Take a few breaths here. And then when you're ready, turn that palm up and press. And if you're not sure of the shift, turn your hand back down and feel it, and then turn the palm up and press. And keep breathing. And again, on an inhale, we'll come up and exhale to our straight leg side. Again, starting with that palm down and sending your breath over into the side body. And then turning the palm up and pressing, noticing the shifts in sensation. And again, we'll turn the palm down, inhale up, and we'll slide in that straight leg. And so now we are kneeling with your shoulders over your hips, over your knees, arms are at the side, and we're going to look towards one hand. And the inhale, you're going to reach that hand up, and exhale, come back down. We'll alternate sides. And you're noticing, how it feels to turn your head, how it feels to track your hand, what's happening in your whole back body as you're moving. We'll do each side one more time. And again, pause for a moment, connect with your breath. We're going to step the left foot forward. And so now we're in a modified lunge. Your feet are hip width apart. That front knee is over the ankle. You're going to slide that back knee back so you're opening up the front of the hip flexor. I'm stepping up to take my sock off. And just pausing there for a moment, noticing what you feel. And then you might want to start to shift and straighten that front leg, come up onto the heel, pull the toes towards your body, lean your body in towards your leg. You're gonna decide what feels good. Do you want to move back and forth? Or do you want to stay in one of those places? Now, eventually, we're going to come forward so that your front knee is bent. You're going to turn those back toes under and lift that knee up off the ground. So now we're in a full lunge. Hands are on the ground or on the blocks. And you're noticing how your body feels. And we'll start by extending that front leg. And you can even come up onto your heel so that the toes point up, or you can keep that foot flat. Reaching the back heel towards the ground when you straighten the front leg. And again, you might choose to stay in one position or the other for longer, or you might choose to flow. Noticing all those wonderful sensations in your body. The body is so interesting. Now, again, the next time that that front knee is bent, we're going to carefully place the back knee on the ground. Step that front foot back and take your right foot forward. And again, we start with the knee over the ankle, slide that back knee behind your hip, hands on the ground or on the floor, and you're breathing and noticing what you feel on this side. And again, you might stay here for a while, or you might start to straighten the front leg, reaching your toes towards your body. You might choose again to stay in one or the other position, or to flow with your breath. And I know we do this often, and I think that's because I feel the benefit in my own body and my hips as we're going through this in the hips and the legs. Now, again, the next time that your front knee is bent, you're going to turn those back toes under and come into a full lunge. And again, you might stay here for a couple of breaths, or we might start to bend and straighten that front leg. You might want to come up onto that front heel. You're exploring what feels good in your body always, right? Now, the next time that you come forward onto that front foot, I want you to notice your weight in your feet and how your balance is. And if possible, you're going to bring your hands up onto your thigh. Continue to breathe. Now, just explore. You could have that back heel down or up. Explore extending your arms up towards the sky or keeping them on the thigh. And then from here, we're going to take the hands back down, step that back foot forward, and then bring your right foot back. Okay, so now we're in a full lunge on the second side. You're going to engage your legs isometrically towards one another. Feel your feet on the ground. And again, possibly bring your hands onto your thigh, lift your body up, and explore the possibility of extending your arms. You know, and you just kind of see, like, does it feel better to have your arms down, part way up, all the way up? Now, eventually, we're going to bring the hands down onto the floor, the blocks, and step that back foot forward. We're in a forward bend. Take those hands onto your legs. We're going to inhale halfway up and exhale a little bit more deeply into your legs. Moving with your breath, letting those knees bend if they want to. And then eventually on an inhale, we're going to come all the way up. I have to readjust my camera so that you'll be able to see me. All right. I almost have it. I don't know what's happening with the camera today. All right, so here we are, we're standing up, your feet are about hip width apart. And what I want you to do is just have your hands on your thighs. And we're gonna inhale, just what we did on our knees. You're gonna inhale one arm up, you're gonna follow that hand behind you and bring it back to your leg. And some of you might like to do it with your hand coming towards a wall, and you'll alternate sides. Your head follows your arm and your fingers. Don't overextend. And then we're going to pause and have your hands down at your side. I'm gonna see if I can lift this up just a smidge, because I want you to be able to see my arms. I don't know if that made it better or worse, or didn't change it. Okay, feet hip width apart. We're gonna inhale both arms up. So you're doing a little back bend here as you take them up. Your head stays pointing forward, and we're not dropping the head back. And you're moving with your breath. All this in preparation for the next part. So next time your arms are at your side, I want you to feel your feet on the ground. They're about hip width apart. And what I want you to do is take your weight into your right foot and start to extend that left foot behind you. Right, so you're just extending the leg. We're not bending it and taking your heel towards your buttock. You're just extending that leg and noticing how it feels on the front of the body. And then you'll explore taking that knee up towards your body. So straight leg behind, bent knee in front. You could, use the back of a chair or the wall to help you if your balance is feeling off. And then eventually we're going to place that foot on the ground. Take a breath, notice how it feels, let go of how awesome or horrible that was. Weight into the left foot and start to extend the right leg behind you. So you're just extending the leg and you're breathing. And then eventually we're going to bring that knee forward and then straighten the leg and bring it back. And you're noticing possibly what's happening in your pelvis and your back body as you move. And then eventually we're going to place that foot on the ground. This would be the perfect time to find a tennis ball. And if you, again, don't have tennis balls, you might, I'm not liking the direction of my computer, so I'm going to try this now and see if that's better. But I want you to be able to, so we're rolling the feet on the tennis ball. It's just not working for me. Or if you don't have a tennis ball, you could be stretching your feet coming up onto the toes front and moving them front to back. But all of you know I prefer to roll on the tennis ball. And you're breathing. And then we're gonna switch feet. And I really like to roll on the tennis ball when we're doing balance. Or really any standing poses, but because it helps my feet to feel more connected to the ground. So you're just rolling your feet and you're breathing, noticing all those interesting spots that you have going on. All right. I don't really want to stop, but I'm going to. We're going to set the tennis balls off to the side in a safe place. And then you might, if you have a wall and you want to use it for this next part, you can do that. But we're going to start with our feet wide and parallel. And just start to move with your breath. Inhale, body up, exhale. Let that knee bend over your foot. And we're not really going for depth here, right? You're moving with your breath. We're wanting to help loosen things up. So we stretch the legs in the other direction. Now we're going side to side. And then we're going to keep the legs straight, hands on the outside of the legs. And you're going to inhale, body up, exhale, slide down the leg. And you might start to slide your elbow up as you're coming over to the side. Again, paying attention to how the neck feels as you're moving. And then some of you may want to take that arm and reach it up over the head as you come over to the side. Right? So you're just exploring, does it enhance how you feel to extend the arm? And you're still breathing long, smooth breaths. You might be using Ujjayi breathing if that's part of your practice. It helps us to engage the core and to heat up the body a little bit more. Beautiful. Now, pause for a moment and roll through those shoulders. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, let them slide down the back body. And this is a good time to check in with how your body's feeling. And we're going to take your left foot and turn it out, and then turn your right foot in at about a 30-degree angle. Extend those arms out, and we're going to inhale up and exhale down. Now you could come into a full, triangle pose, but I like to start at the beginning, right? Like just in noticing how it feels. And then if you want to deepen the pose, you can, but only if it feels really good in your body, right? So you're exploring, where does your body want to be today? And you're breathing, and here, your top shoulder is open. So if you have to drop your body down, then you've gone down too far, right? And you're still breathing. Now on an inhale, we're going to slide up, bring those feet parallel, and then take them to the other direction, right? So now my right foot is pointing forward, my back foot is at a 30-degree angle, extending the arms, inhaling up and exhaling down. And again, exploring, and maybe this side is going to be different. Maybe I want to go deeper or not as deep. And you're going to explore, where does your triangle pose want to go today? Long, smooth breaths. And then on an inhale, when you're ready, no rush, you're going to slide on up. Bring those feet parallel again. Roll through your shoulders, checking in. And for this next vinyasa, you might want to have a block on the floor, or have put your hand on the floor. We're going to inhale up. You're going to start with your hands on your hips, and exhale, come forward. And I have to move away from the wall so I can actually come forward. Inhale up, exhale forward. And in order to do this and not hurt yourself, you have to pull your feet in towards the center. You have to use your core. Now on one of these forward bends, you're going to take your hands onto the block or the floor. And before we go anyplace else, I want you to bend your knees like you did when we were standing up. So you're inhaling to the center, exhaling, letting your knee bend. And you're just taking note of what's happening in your body. Now, the next time that you do the second side, we're going to pause with straight legs, and let's take the left hand to center. And then we're going to bring the right hand up onto your hip, and you're going to turn to the right And for some of you, you want to extend that arm up. Some of you want to keep it on your hip. You're just noticing what's happening in your body and your breathing. On an exhale, we're going to bring that right hand to the center and left hand up onto your hip and twist over to the left. And again, you're noticing what's happening in your body as you're here. Some of you may want to extend that left arm. And then on an exhale, we're going to bring both hands down, engage your feet, add a little bend to your knees, and inhale, come on up. Then we're going to extend the arms out to the side. Inhale, body up in this 5-pointed star position. Exhale, hand onto your thigh, slide down the leg, however far is appropriate for you. Inhale up, and exhale, slide down the second side. And you're just, again, moving with your breath, no rush. You might, depending on your neck today, look up towards that extended arm. And you might also keep one arm on your hip as you're sliding down with the other arm. So always exploring the options that feel good for your body. We're going to do each side one more time. And then we'll pause. And I have one more thing I want to do here. So hopefully your legs aren't being tired of being extended out. So here, and this one has multi-steps. Most of you know it. We're going to start in our 5-pointed star, right? Inhale's going to be up here. And now when we exhale, we're going to exhale the left hand towards the ground, and your eyes are going to be on your right hand. So inhale is up, exhale down to the ground or the block. Inhale, reach that arm straight ahead. Exhale, lift the arm up. Inhale, come all the way up. Now your eyes are going to be on the left hand. Inhale, body up. Exhale, right hand to the ground. Inhale, left arm forward. Exhale, left arm up. Inhale, body up. Eyes on the right hand. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right hand forward. Exhale, right arm up. Inhale, body up. Look at the left hand. Inhale. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right arm forward. Exhale, right arm up. Inhale, body up. Eyes on the right hand. Exhale, down. Up. Eyes on the left hand, sorry. And you're moving through the head, neck, and shoulders. And then when you finish that second side, we're going to relax the arms. Roll through your shoulders for a second. Step your feet together. Pause for a moment and notice how you're feeling. And then we're going to take those hands onto the thighs. Inhale, body up. Exhale, halfway down. And inhale up. Exhale, halfway down. So we're coming back to our center, noticing how our body feels. And the next time that you're standing, let's stand with our feet about hip width apart. And I want you to just explore coming up. Inhale, lift your heels up. And we're not using the arms yet. We're just focusing on coming up onto the toes. Inhale up, exhale down. All right, and then taking your weight into that left foot, I want you to come on to the front, not the top, but the front of the left toe, stretching the front of the foot and the ankle. And then we'll do the other side. And this is, if your balance is feeling a little off, this is definitely a place to grab on onto a chair or a wall. So you're stretching the second foot now. All right. So now we're going to work on one foot. And so again, have a chair or wall close by if you want to. We're going to have the weight in the left foot, and you're going to bring the right knee up. And you could hold on to that knee. You could have this other arm extended. And we're just going to bring that knee out to the side. So working with your breath, inhale and exhale as you're opening and closing that knee. And yes, you could do this with a straight leg, but when I'm focusing on balance, sometimes it's nice to have the knee bent. Next time your knee comes to center, we're going to bring it down to the ground, shifting your weight into that right foot, lifting up the left knee, maybe extending the right arm, and again, exploring. And like on this side, I'm noticing my knee doesn't want to open as much. Don't know why, it doesn't matter, just exploring what's happening right now on this side. So you're opening and closing the knee with your breath. And again, eventually we'll come to the center and take that foot to the ground. And we're going to inhale, arms up to shoulder height, and exhale into a little chair. Inhale. No, inhale when we're standing, exhale, come down. And you're noticing again, feet on the floor, knees bending over the feet, you're letting your hips bend. It doesn't feel good to use the hands, you could have them on your thighs. Nice. And next time you're standing up, we're going to reach towards the right ankle and take that knee. It's kind of interesting to do with a wall behind you. And take that knee towards your standing leg, right? So it's not coming out to the side. And you're just going to move that knee front to back. Front to back. Your other arm could be extended out in front or leaning on the chair or the wall. I want you to notice what's happening in your quad here, the front of the thigh. And then release that hand. We're going to reach for your left ankle. Again, the knee stays close to your standing leg. And you're going to start to move that knee front to back. And I'm feeling like we're doing a lot of things that are, I would say they're simple, but not necessarily easy, right? To check in with all those parts that we all wanted to work on today, right? Now, eventually we're going to let that foot go. And with this next one, some of you might want to move into a chair or have your hands on a wall in front or behind you. We're going to cross the right ankle over the knee and then sit down a little bit, right? So you could have, I have my back body on the wall because I have no choice, but you could be in the center of the room doing this. You could sit on a chair and bring that foot over your knee, and you're exploring. And some people like to flex the foot and have a hand on the knee and the foot. Some people like to keep their hands at their heart center, but you're exploring as you sit into this cross-legged sort of chair position, right? And you're noticing what's happening in your body. And you're breathing, and like I can feel a little stretch back here. What's happening in your body as you breathe and you balance. And then we're gonna come up and then we're gonna take the second side. So again, crossing your left ankle over the knee, sitting back, hands at the heart center, or one hand on your knee and your foot. And you're exploring what you're feeling in your body as you're here. And of course, you're breathing. Your head stays in alignment with your body, whatever direction your body is pointing, that's where your head is, and you're breathing. Now on an inhale, we're going to release, take your hands onto your thigh, and then inhale up, exhale all the way down, and then we'll inhale halfway up and down, and you could have your knees bent. And remember, when we're doing these counter poses, it's really to bring ourselves back to ourselves. So letting go of, any thoughts you had about that last pose, or, what was happening in your body, coming back to yourself and your breath. And then we're going to make our way towards the ground. So you might bend your knees and come into a little squat. And you could have a rolled up blanket under your heels. You could have a block under your butt. You could lean up against the wall like I am. And then your hands might be at your forehead or your heart center. And just take a moment to connect with your breath. This is a great time to explore what's been happening in your body while we were moving. How is your body on this beginning of a new year? You're here, so that's a great sign. Now, eventually, we're going to come all the way down to the ground. And let's bring our feet together, right? Your knees are pointing out, the bottoms of the feet are together, but you have they're not necessarily close to your groin. And I'm going to change the location of my camera again. So you have a nice big diamond on the floor with your feet. And we're going to, again, take the hands onto the legs. Inhale, body up. Exhale, slide forward. And I'm going to turn to the side for a moment. It's not here about like having like the perfectly straight spine. We're moving through our spine as you inhale up and exhale, slide down. You're noticing how your body feels as you move. All right, now next time you come up, we're going to bring those feet a little bit closer to your groin. And lots of ways to do this. Just make sure that you're safe. We're going to hold on to your right foot or leg. You might hold on to your knee or the back of your thigh, but we're going to extend that leg out. Right? So you're holding on wherever you can. You're going to keep your body up nice and tall. And you're just noticing how it feels to extend that leg. So we could have done this standing up, but I really wanted to do it sitting down because it's a different type of balancing. We're going to bring that foot in and then explore extending your left leg. And it might be totally different, right? So you're noticing how it feels to extend the leg, and you're breathing, letting go of any judgment. Now, we're going to lift those feet up off the floor. And you could have a wall against your back body. If you happen to start to roll back, you're going to make sure that you round your back. And you could also keep your feet on the floor. And we're going to extend one leg. So now we're balancing on the back of the sits bones, right? You're going to bring that foot in and extend the other one. And you might want to go back and forth. You might want to extend both legs, but you're exploring how your body wants to move today. This could even be kind of fun, right? You might not be thinking that, but it could be. Now, eventually, we're going to bring those feet in and take your feet wide with your knees bent. And we're going to bring the hands to the inside of the feet. Inhale up, chin towards the chest. Exhale, rounding the back as you reach your head towards the ground. Inhale up, exhale, slide on down. And again, no rush. You're exploring, how does my body feel today? Now, next time you inhale up, and I'm going to put my socks on because we're up again. Once you are done and you've inhaled up, we're going to come on to our bellies today. So you're going to make sure that you are comfortable on your floor. If you need a blanket under the front of your hips, you're going to do that. So we're going to come down onto our belly. And you can still see me good. You're going to stretch out your arms and legs like a big V, and your forehead is going towards the floor. And then we're going to come up onto your fingertips, right? Come up onto your fingertips, reach your wrists towards the sky. And then we're going to explore lifting your head. You're going to lift your head up on your inhale. Exhale, bring that head down. So you're on your fingertips, the wrists are reaching towards the sky, and you're moving. Inhale, lifting the head up. Exhale, taking the head down. Now, next time your head comes down, we're going to slide those arms in so they're right next to your body. And we're going to focus on the legs. So options here, if your low back is in pain, you're going to inhale, just bend the knees, feet flexed. Exhale, bring them back down. If your back is feeling pretty good, you're going to inhale, lift both feet up off the ground, and exhale, take them down. So you're just moving the legs or the feet up and down with your breath. So you're either bending or lifting straight legs. Nice. Now, after your next exhale, we're on the ground now. You're going to bring your hands towards the chest. Your vision, your forehead is still towards the ground. And now on the inhale, we're going to lift the upper body and the hands. Exhale, come down to the ground. Inhale, body up. Exhale, down. And of course, at any point, if you feel the need to take a break, you're going to do that. Now we're going to put those two that we just did together. So on the inhale, you're going to lift the legs and the upper body and exhale towards the ground. So remember, you could be coming up with bent knees or with straight legs. Inhale up, exhale down. Your hands come off the ground, your head, your upper body, and the legs in some way. We're going to do two more, unless you're taking a rest. And then, after you come down, we're going to roll onto our back body. And you're going to bring your knees one at a time towards your body. And just hold on to them. And again, great time to check in. How is your body doing today, right? So you might want to just hold your knees. You might want to move in a circular motion. And if you do that, just make sure you go in both directions. And then we're going to do the same pose that we did standing up, but now we're going to take any balance out of the equation. So you're going to take that right foot and cross it over the the the, the top, the front of, not on the knee, in front on the thigh of the left leg, and both feet are flexed. And I think all of you on here know how to do this, right? So isometrically, thigh pressing into the ankle, ankle pressing into the thigh. So we did this standing up. So notice how it feels now. And I'm going to invite you to take one hand onto that flexed foot and the other hand onto your knee and to press in towards the center. And then you're going to start to bring your free leg that you're not holding on to towards your body. Does that make sense? Hopefully I see some of you doing it. Okay. And you're noticing how it feels. Now, some of you, it depends on your body, may want to straighten your free leg and bring that towards your body. Some of you will want to keep that bent knee and bring it towards your body. It all depends what feels good, right? So you're going to explore what feels good in your body. And you're going to breathe. Now, eventually, we're going to bend that leg if it's straight and bring that foot to the floor. Uncross your legs and then cross the left ankle over, lift up your right leg. Both feet are flexed. One hand on the knee, one hand on your flexed foot. You're pressing in towards the center. And then you're going to start to bring your legs closer to your body using that right leg. Right? That's what helps you bring in this leg. It's not your arms pulling on that leg. Now, again, some of you may want to straighten. So for me, it feels like it helps me to bring my legs closer when I straighten that leg. But you might prefer to keep that knee bent. It's all an exploration. Now, again, we're going to come to a place where you bend that right leg, you take your feet to the ground, you uncross one at a time. And then you're going to make sure, I have to clear some space here. So here we are. I need to check our time. I haven't been able to see it. Oh my gosh. I had so much more planned for us. Not good on timing today. um, so hopefully you're not rushing out to any hot dates, right? So here we are. We're on the ground. Our feet are about hip distance apart. And I just want you to tilt through that pelvis. So you're going to inhale, tilt your pubic bone up, exhale, take it towards the ground. Nice gentle stretching around the muscles of the pelvis, working with your breath. All right. So from here, I'm going to invite you to roll over to your side and to either get a bolster or a rolled blanket. And I'm going to use a blanket because I think some of you at home may not have bolsters. But what we want is a nice long roll, right? And you're gonna place it in the center of your mat, and your hips and your head are going to be on that blanket or bolster, right? And so that's why I like the blanket too, because it's longer. And then what I want you to do once you get yourself situated, we're gonna inhale one arm up, turn your head away from that arm, and exhale, head back to center, arm comes down. And you're gonna alternate sides. Inhale, arm up, head turns away. Exhale, back to center with the head and the arm. All right, just move, and so you could have your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. You can have your legs extended if that feels better. We have the support under the spine. And you're noticing how your neck moves, moving side to side. You might notice some differences. And then when you feel complete with that, this is where you're going to ask your body if you need anything else. That's what happened. I'm seeing my table. Not good. Okay. You're going to see if your body needs anything else, and then you are going to do that and then set yourself up for Shavasana. So, what does your body need to be able to completely relax? And then, once you have explored any other movements, get yourself comfortable and connect with your breath. As you're settling in, I know that as we end one year and begin another, some of us start thinking and put demands on ourselves to be or do things differently. And if possible, I'm going to invite you to let go of any of that for this moment and just to settle in to your breath and the floor. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahi Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So when you're ready, I want you to start to bring your awareness back to your breath and your body. And starting to make those slow, thoughtful movements. And eventually bringing yourself up to a seated position. And going back to how we began our practice with our hands on our chest and our lower body, just starting, and you could do this still on your back as well, and just connecting your breath into your hands and your body. And I chose that chant today because it's a commitment between teacher and student, and then of course offers all of us peace. And so I am recommitting to all of you for this year, however this year turns out to be, right? But it's a recommitment. It's committing to ourselves and to our practice. And then I thought we would close with chanting for peace, again, for ourselves, for others, and for the planet. And so I think most of you know it. So we'll just do it all together. So it's Om Shanti 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 He. Okay? Nice big inhale. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So I am really grateful to all of you for being here and to all of my teachers who have given me so many gifts. And I really truly hope that, I know there might need to be more rumbling before we have peace on our planet. But it is really my hope that all of us have peace in our hearts, even if there's not peace all around us. So thank you again. Namaste.